What's up, y'all?
Hi, y'all.
It's over.
Final episode of the season. Thank God.
There is another episode coming on next week, but we're not reviewing it. It's like, Where Are They Now? Which I'm going to watch.
Yeah, because some of them, it was a little mixing and matching with different seasons. So the preview for that was actually good. But yeah, we're excited. We are finally done this season. The final review, reunion part 2. It's been a long ride. This season...
Thanks for hanging in there with us.
Yeah, thanks for watching. I know some of y'all don't even watch the show no more. Y'all just watch our reviews. So thank you.
Thank you, and I might be with y'all. Yeah. I'm going to be watching somebody's reviews.
Yeah, because this season was a mess.
Okay, so...
Here we go.
We're going
to start with... Y'all, I don't have any notes.
India slept on half the episode.
Probably 25% of the episode. Michelle is going to kill me.
I was about to leave. I was like, if you're not going to be up and you have nothing to contribute, we don't have to do this.
So, how did it start?
You were there for the start.
No, I know.
All the women together.
Yeah. So, y'all, this one thing I didn't appreciate, which it started when all the women were together. I feel like they were holding Lindsey accountable, right? Holding her feet to the fire. But they weren't really doing it for anybody else who deserved it. I.e. Alyssa, she got a little bit. And Elijah. Like, they held Lindsey accountable, which, looking back at some of that footage and seeing some of that stuff and kind of now knowing what happened behind the scenes, she deserved it, right? But I wasn't really feeling how they weren't really holding them to accountable.
But I also just am not cool with Jasmine no more, because... the way she was caping for Alyssa, I'm done. Because Alyssa is for sure not Black Lives Matter. So
she's not.
Huh?
She's giving all out.
And Katina was definitely on Alyssa's side too.
But Katina just seems like a follower. I honestly don't have any expectations for her, not to be funny. But Jasmine, she was interrupting, speaking for her, and everything else when it came to Alyssa, and I was very confused.
And that's my friend, so don't
and you
talk
were
about
talking
my
about
friend.
her, and I will say it seems like Lindsey's messy as hell. And if Alyssa and her are cool, why are you talking about her in front of her? And the crazy part is, it seems like she lies too, because she was recounting a story. And other people were there, and it just wasn't like...
Noi was like,
no, that's not what happened. But Noi also seems like a little bit of a push. Like, I just don't
Noi
trust
is like, they not ready to, stand up for themselves or for others. Like, say what happened.
And I didn't like how when they were talking... Did they talk about the tiger situation when it was all the girls?
Yeah.
And nobody wanted to... Noi was like, I believe that she did hear that, but I also believe it was the eagle. No. All the guys...
So the guys was lying?
Like, she's...
Well, okay. I'm going to be real quick. I do want to say this. Rumors do start easily. People mishear, misread, missay things, and then, boom, it catches fire. So, it spreads like wildfire. So, I could see how maybe something was said to the guys, or a guy, or apparently Chris's groomsman. And they said it wrong back to him, and then boom, 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 it's, telephone. But the problem is Lindsey was trying to be messy, because they said she was DMing and telling them to check this and check this. Like, she had a vendetta against Alyssa. She did not want anybody to like Alyssa. So it's one of those things where if Lindsey would have just shut her mouth and let Alyssa look bad by herself, then she wouldn't be in any of this. Yeah. She wouldn't even be a part of the conversation. But instead, we looking like, dang, we actually got to side with Alyssa because your dumb ass is talking about her.
Alyssa's so fake, though, y'all. She's so damn fake. Like, it almost don't even make no sense. She is so fake. Like, she came up there with her scripted responses ready. Even how she was engaging with...
the experts ate her up, though. I don't care.
They did, but
they did eat her up.
Well, it was really Dr. Viviana.
Well, it was all of them, because they was like, if we could just tell you one thing. And then Dr. Cal... I always call him Dr. Cal. Pastor Cal said...
Dr. Susan, I'm sure.
He said... I based off of values. So, they all were basically like, don't come for us, and then not stand 10
and
toes
then when
down.
they asked her what her core values is, she ain't had nothing to say.
Yo, you knew she
said, I'm not getting into that. Yeah, because you want to say, I'm a righty and he's a lefty.
Yeah.
That's what you wanted to say. Yeah. So that's why it's confusing me and my homegirls how Jasmine is so close to her.
And I just question you and your values and your situation and your integrity. Because this girl I just can't see how... I don't see it.
And she's just fake as fuck.
I don't see it.
Like, no matter what, it wasn't like... I can even see them being cool with Lindsey before her, as far as personality. And maybe Lindsey seems like a good time. She seems like she might have people's back when you go out. Like, I don't understand the Alyssa appeal besides the fact that she's up everyone's ass, texting everybody's husband, calling everybody's...
So we cool with her texting and talking on the phone to Elijah all the time?
And Jasmine is sitting up there looking like a freaking deer. Not Jasmine, Katina's looking stupid to my... She texts and calls Elijah all the time. Excuse me, say what? A woman that didn't make it 2 weeks on the show, who we already accused of just wanting to be on the show for friends, is texting your husband. Why does she even have his number? Instagram is one thing.
This is weird.
DMs, back
That's
and forth
still
is one
a problem.
thing. But you're talking about a phone number? What would she have Elijah's phone number for?
But... I don't...
In what world? Y'all met on a freaking reality show and she technically was on the show for 3 weeks. 2 weeks.
It don't make sense.
Why does she have his number? And you talking about, it was innocent. No. It's no innocent conversation with my man. And you a stranger. You're not a friend of his.
Nah. I don't know.
What do y'all think the appeal is? Like, what people were saying before, like, I get it. Jasmina and her are probably similar. Yeah, but in general, what is the appeal? Are they mean girls? Because, I'm just confused. Because, she's never talked about Lindsey. She doesn't care. That's a goddamn lie. There is no way, Jasmina, that girl sat with you and y'all never discussed Lindsey. You lying.
What?
And you talking about because she doesn't care. Okay.
She was just caping for... I didn't like it. And why did they allow her to be a part of this? They did not bond that much in 3 days. Like, I just refuse to believe that it was just this unbreakable bond where they just had to keep Alyssa around. Girl, bye.
And that's what she said. They said she wasn't filming. She don't even be on the show, but she kept coming around. Which is what she was arguing the whole time at the beginning of the show with Chris. Why she wanted the apartment, which she lied about on the first part of the reunion. And you still coming around, like Lindsey said. For what?
Yeah. So...
But I do believe that Mark was the one that contacted her first.
Yeah, because he already said he likes social media all the time.
Yeah, so I do believe that. I will say that. I do believe that.
And I just feel like Mark contacting her is him actually betraying Chris. F her. Yeah, why are y'all asking her about anything? If Chris is your boy, just let Chris be your boy.
I don't know what kind of
Mark is a child too, so...
But Elijah won. What about you? You were so up in arms about it, and you got this girl calling and texting you? Yeah. But Chris was your boy? Y'all have no loyalty.
It's loyal, right. It's not giving loyal at all. Yeah. Like, girl, you were on the outside. Go, bye-bye.
It's a mess.
Okay, so the ladies, the other thing that I was like very confusion on was when Kevin was talking to all the ladies and he was like, oh my gosh, and aren't we so proud of the amazing relationship of Katina and Elijah? Like they're like the perfect couple.
Excuse me, say what? I know. I was like, huh? Is he talking about who we think he's talking? Why?
A couple that makes you smile.
Yes, they said, and I said, makes who smile? Like, why are y'all romanticizing this toxic shit?
I don't know.
And I'm not saying he didn't grow, because I see the growth.
I do think
but the growth, he was here.
Low.
To the flow.
To the flow.
The bar is non-existent.
The bar was low.
And then he went up to a 2, and you're saying the couple that makes you smile, and just like they're giving Amani and Woody, and it's not.
It's not at all.
It's not healthy. Still, the dynamic seems a little bit unhealthy. I mean, he has to be better than he was. And then they're praising Katina for basically dealing with it. Oh, she's so patient. No, it's not patient. She is a pushover. Period.
Yeah. And then they're like, what do you do now? And she's like, I talk shit back. Huh? And so that's even more concerning. This nigga was talking shit to you and you was just taking it. I can't.
And somebody, she said she came from a previous abusive, mentally or verbally abusive relationship. Yeah. And then to go back into one and y'all romanticizing this, she's going to think that if she does think about leaving or whatever, that, oh, this is the type of stuff. If I dealt with that at the beginning, I could deal with this now because everybody is making it seem like this is okay. How he treated Katina is okay. Y'all wouldn't want nobody talking to your daughter like that, your sister like that, your niece like that, your cousin like that, your mama like that, and you would have been like her friends. Like, you need to disconnect.
They still ain't asked the question. Run away. What your family say when they saw how Elijah was treating you? But
that should have been the main question on this reunion.
The other thing that came out about Katina and Elijah, Jasmine, so Kevin asked, were y'all so surprised when y'all saw that? No, I was telling Elijah, I was cussing him out. So she supposed to be with somebody that you gotta cuss out all the time? She said I was cussing him out all the time, were her exact words.
And why are they so childish? Like, why are y'all all up in each other's relationship?
Because it's a whole little
no other season,
fraternity type thing that they think is going on.
What is in the water in Boston?
They think they're living in a frat house.
And they think this is college. That's exactly what I said. This is not a college relationship where you be like, call him to see if he answers that. You know, just immature stuff. Like, they are all so childish. Katina, why is Jasmine even reaching out to him on behalf of you?
And then Elijah once said it, and when the guys was talking, he's talking about, oh, I was a therapist. I was talking to them about their relationship. I was talking about that. Stop. See, they need to go back to not mixing up the couples because worry about yourself. Worry about yourself and worry about your relationship. Who are you to be giving somebody else marriage advice at all?
It was like the Twilight Zone. Like, I'm like, are they really trying to make Elijah and Katina
They might as well just make this real world and put them all in the same house. Like, what are we doing?
Airbnb that joint.
Like, at this point, it's too much fake reality show. It is.
Why are y'all doing so much? They would be on the balcony just talking and smoking and shit. Like, what? Go in the house with your wife, and that's the problem. That's the problem. Because y'all don't know, like, how y'all gonna connect outside of that? Y'all not gonna be able to connect one-on-one. Y'all gonna think y'all still supposed to be floating through life.
They all trying to hang out. Okay.
And then where are your friends before this process? The process only 8 weeks.
Right.
Y'all didn't have a life and friends that you want to go hang out with and see in between taping and stuff. Like, girl, I ain't seen you in a month. I want to come see you real quick. Nothing. Y'all just sit around, but it makes sense because look at all the people. Yeah. One by one, I can pick them all apart. One by one.
I can't. My friends would, first of all, you ain't finna disown me.
I would have disowned you before you disowned me.
It's not.
Oh, you got this little reality show and got some little friends.
That's right.
I'm spreading all the tea. They not together. They not together. She fake as shit.
Like, no, right. I'm definitely like not.
No, but honestly, y'all, where are their other friends?
My real
Why
friends.
are they like this? Where are their friends? Period.
I don't know.
The only one that don't seem like he all up into it like that is and Michael. Michael seems like he's cool with them, but you can tell anyway. He probably has a wall up. He ain't getting that close to people that quick. Yeah. But Michael's the only one. He said he talks to Elijah all the time. I bet you that's really it.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't care nothing else about the ladies talking. Jasmine don't like Lindsey because she too far up Alyssa's ass. I mean, and that's the crazy thing is that all the other previous seasons, the girls did have connections, but it just didn't come across this way.
It comes across very childish.
It is just not given the same. And so the guys
are too involved in each other's relationship. It's not real life. That's not how that works.
But besides Elijah it doesn't even seem like the guys are as involved. I don't know. Yeah. But the guys talked next, and Kevin was just really giving Elijah all this credit for all of these changes that he made, which, I mean, like India said, like, he did make changes, but
it's like the bar is in hell, y'all. Like, we can't keep praising this stuff. We can't keep doing it. Like, this is really messing us up. The bar is in hell. Elijah is the bottom of the barrel when it comes to his treatment of Katina. I'm not saying he has a good heart. When people keep saying that, it's annoying, but I do think that. I really do. He treats her like crap. He does not see her as a partner or equal. He sees her as beneath him. Now, I do think he saw this show. I do think he saw some stuff and was like, whoa, this is crazy. But the fact that was his thought process just 6 months ago or from the whatever.
Yeah, I'm not
buying
changed so much
that
so quickly.
Much change. He don't like how it looked. You mean to tell me his values, those were his values. changed in 4 or 5 months, and how he was talking to her, and how he was belittling her.
And then now everybody's like, oh,
and
yeah, she cooks for him now. And he was like, yo, my wife made me this. Like,
and then even how he calls her his wife, and how it's the ownership situation.
Well, he did say he didn't know her name for a week. So he didn't know her name on the vacation, y'all. He was
and
bringing
her name is so basic.
For 2 days. And he did say her name wrong at the wedding. Remember, to her mom.
Yeah, and that's a little bit different. The wedding, okay.
But clearly that is indicative of who he is. And
that was funny though. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh my gosh. But it's
I don't like people. I don't like them going up for this relationship. Not to say I hope it doesn't eventually work out and he's treating her right, but like it was trash. It was a trash ass relationship. He was terrible to her. She always looked like a deer in the goddamn headlights, always confused. And it's just what about that relationship is goals?
Nothing.
I mean, nobody's relationship is goals, but theirs really
the fact that they're just saying like it put a smile on their face, like, no, it honestly
made everybody
didn't.
cringe. Nobody wants them to be together.
It's a few we had a few people on our comments yesterday or last
If you
week.
want Elijah and Katina to be together, unfollow us. Thank you.
I can't.
Now, what are we? Only got 700 subscribers now. Just kidding. But honestly, y'all know good and damn well Elijah and Katina don't need to be together. Period. We need to be holding him to the fire like we held Lindsey for her piss poor behavior. They did not get into his behavior or not.
No, so okay. Speaking of Lindsey and Mark, we just go. Lindsey
and Mark, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. I was a low key a little bit team Lindsey, but Lindsey crazy as
Will you sleep on the parts? Like, how was you team Lindsey?
Before. Because I was like, before this episode. When they put everything together, and then a couple of things we didn't know, her just being real messy. I can imagine that's how she was. But hearing this, like, yeah, of course no one likes you.
But when they met with the experts, and she she takes no accountability. And then Elijah was talking about take accountability. Like, why do you need a coach to tell you to do the right thing? And then Pastor Cal had told her she didn't have empathy. They basically identified that the two of them do not respect each other, which is pretty evident, honestly. But it was even more telling when Viviana was going in and she was basically like, I'm going to just say this. Y'all don't like, the stuff y'all don't like is what you see in each other, what you see about yourself in another person.
It's a projection, yeah.
I thought that was literally, like, I think that Lindsey does not like herself. Like, the level of anger and the level of, like, sharp tongue that she has is super a reflection of herself. Like, because why would you want someone else to feel that way? Like, why would you want to talk to somebody? Like, the fact that she could barely even apologize for saying those things. She said, I'm sorry for hurting your feelings. No, I'm sorry that I said effed up stuff. Like, why wouldn't you just say, like, what I said was out of line, ridiculous, and it should have never come out of my mouth? She doesn't even believe that. She thinks it's okay for her to say it if nobody's listening. Like, where's your integrity? Yeah. Like, where's your character?
She basically was like, I was venting. Yeah, two people. You weren't in your room talking to yourself. You were in the bathroom talking to producers. Like, you were saying those things about him. You didn't know it was going to be caught on camera.
But then you were saying this in week 2 or week 3, knowing that you had 8 total weeks, and you didn't say it and be like, I'm done, take me off the show. That's integrity. Like, there's more integrity in saying, he's not for me, I don't fool with him, this is not me, I don't care, and, like, cutting it. But for you to talk bad about him and then be back in his face the next day, like, no, miss me with that. You fake as hell.
So they showed that when they all was together, right?
Yes.
Why they didn't show Alyssa talking about Chris?
When they was all
when
together.
When they were all together, and that is the problem.
They probably did. They cut it. But that
is the problem that I have.
Yeah, you're right.
You held her to the fire as you should have. You should have had that in the group and showing her lies, because I wanted to see Jasmine's reaction. I want to show her lie.
There's nothing to see there.
But why they didn't do that, y'all? It was clearly a little lopsided. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. But
and she got it a little bit, but it just wasn't the same.
I was gonna say it wasn't. It's just. She did. So Alyssa did get it when her and Chris talked to the experts.
Yes.
And so that was nice. And
she
Viviana
started
was
crying. Viviana was getting into them people.
She was digging in. Viviana was just like, okay, but you, like, essentially Alyssa wanted to throw rocks and then she didn't want them to defend themselves. Like, she wanted to just spew all this stuff, like,
about the experts.
Like, oh, this isn't right. Y'all didn't match me with somebody that I da-da-da-da. All these
read
things.
off her top 5.
It was like, Viviana was like, I got receipts, baby.
And then she was like, one of them was loyalty. She was like, I didn't see loyalty from him.
How?
Excuse me, say what?
But you were the one that wasn't loyal. Like, he literally stuck it out with your ass for 5 days too long.
And that's why Viviana and them were looking like, excuse me?
That was nuts.
She is mentally unstable. She's unwell.
She said that. Remember?
Was I asleep?
No, last week.
Oh, yeah.
Remember?
I mean,
said that's
yeah,
why she
yeah,
went,
you're right.
that's why she blamed it on mental health.
Yeah, you're right. So I need to stop saying that. No, because it ain't mental health. You're just an asshole.
She's lying. She's an asshole.
You're just an asshole.
But she did blame it on mental health.
I mean, honestly, mentally something is wrong with her. She's a complete liar. She should have never been picked for the show.
Yeah, well, and that's what Dr. Pepper told her. If I had known that this is who you were, I would not have suggested you for the show.
I think I was sleeping on that part.
They were taking digs, bro.
And that's why she said she didn't come here to get bullied.
I don't care. They were telling her how it was, and they were not giving in. And she was like, "But I'm a good person." Oh Jesus,
y'all! I don't know how we did it.
I know. Okay.
This season was good at the beginning.
We didn't even talk about last thing. We need to talk about Jasmine and Michael with the experts. The experts thought they was finna go in there and get them back together.
And that's what they was. I said, what angle are they going at? And then they literally said it out their mouths. We want to try to see if we can see what we could do to make it work. Excuse me?
Yeah, and Kevin, I was waiting for Kevin to be like, but they not attracted to each other, because that's what he told them all last episode. They not attracted to each other. You not, because come on, you not attracted to him. Like, where was that energy?
Nope. But
Jasmina just...
You can tell Michael's over it.
Yeah, I was going to say,
He wasn't even trying to go back and forth for her like that. He was quiet when she was cutting him off, and she talked 75% of the time. He's like, okay, you could tell. I say he probably has somebody. Not to say it had to be somebody, but that would even make it so he really ain't even going to argue
really
with you.
Her. He don't really think she that cute no more. Like, she turns him off, for real. Like, he's just not enamored with her. Yeah. So the same way she don't like him, he don't really like her either. And I was going to say, Jasmina really proved that she just didn't want to be the one. Like, she was just so dead set on pointing out that he's the one that ended it, and he's the one
this is why he called it ended. This is why, even though we had a big argument, still not even trying to.
And then how y'all have a nasty argument about a laptop, bro? Like, y'all just don't like each other.
Yeah, and that's what it is. That was the straw that broke the camel's back, but not even for him, because he said he wouldn't have gotten anything over there. I guess it was a communication after.
He probably so that's the thing, right? But I got the picture that she was mad that he was like, "What are you talking about?" And she probably lost it. She probably completely flipped, and he was probably like, "What is you doing?"
But I did want him to explain what she kept saying. I text you every day. I contacted you, and you only came to my house one time. But you're saying I wasn't trying. Show me how it's like. You can tell she's trying to get into semantics, and she's trying to do this thing. He probably has stopped contacting him after that argument. Yeah, you can tell he didn't even explain it. I was waiting for him to say like, "What are you talking about? That's not true." Yeah. Or he was just like, "Okay."
So maybe he didn't call her. I don't know. Either way, like I said, they was never. How
she explained it, she seemed like she wasn't trying.
Nah.
Right? She wasn't trying. Like how she was even explaining herself, you could tell. Because if she really was like, I tried, she would have probably gotten a little more emotional about it and not just so defensive.
And they just have no emotion towards each other.
No,
they don't have feelings.
Neither of them care for each other at all. So we have to still take into account, like, not even just compatibility, but chemistry. Like, there's none.
They don't have it.
She's turned him off, he's turned her off. And he ain't never turned her on.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. There is a natural chemistry too.
They don't have it. I was gonna say we still need to talk about Stephen Noy, but
Stephen Noy, they're like a non-factor. They barely got into what they needed to get into with them either.
They didn't even really show. I mean, they showed them separately, but together they didn't really talk that much.
Yeah, when they were on the stage together. No, Steve spoke up when he was like, "No, you don't need nobody like Lindsey. How she talked to you and what she did to you, I don't like."
Steve was taking up for that, but I mean, they're still together.
I'm sure they're still together now. I wonder if they live together now. The only thing they talk about them not living together, the experts did not like that.
Yeah.
They did not like the fact
Oh, right.
that
And they said they don't live together, but I thought they lived together except for one day a week. So, I mean, while that's not 100% and she still has her little apartment, it's a little, like, misleading to act like they don't see each other, like, all the time.
Yeah, but physically not committing to having all your stuff
For
together
sure.
is
For
different.
sure.
You could spend the night 5,
Right.
6 nights a week. You having all of your stuff and literally not being able to go nowhere else and not being like, oh, let me pack my bag for the week and wash clothes at my house. And
just having your space.
Same.
Yeah.
And they said 6 days. I'm sure sometimes it's 5 days.
So let me say this too, though. I think that Noy might want space away from Steve, and if he doesn't have a job right now, he's home all the time, like, you naturally get space from people. And
she works from home full time.
Yeah, like, I feel like when we was working outside of the house, like, you naturally got space away from people without having to like try to get it. So she could just be trying to keep her,
Yeah, and if they were both working, or even if she was going into the office every day, it would be a little different. I mean, it is a lot. Let's be clear. No other season. I think the last season they were in the house together, and it started with New Orleans and stuff. But it depends. He don't work, and she got a work from home job. What are the odds?
Yeah.
Like, it's been people where somebody's kind of going into work.
But
like,
no,
I
want to say almost all the other couples during their marriage, during their first year, were definitely not both people at home.
At home, at home. Yeah. Nah. So I get it, Nori.
I mean, even on this episode, both people I don't think are at home. Because Lindsey seemed like she would go to work because she would get dressed and stuff. And
Jasmine is a teacher.
Yeah, so she goes in. And Michael is a personal trainer, so he's out of the house too.
So they would have had
Katina works from home, but Elijah goes out. Yeah, so everybody else had that little bit of space. So it could be that.
I get that. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I accept that.
The other thing is that the experts did talk about Noy and Steve. Steve. And they said that he was very emotionally intelligent. Yes, and Viviana was caping. She was like, he was so ready. He could be a therapist, y'all. He was just so insightful. But I do think that he's the most mature person. He's the oldest, but he's also the most mature. He was ready for marriage, but I also think he would have been compatible with a lot of people that met his criteria. It would not have been that hard to find a match for him.
I don't know about him and Noy in the long run. I say that about so many couples that end up making it and be still married, but she's childish, but it seems like he's willing to work through it.
He likes her. So it's something about her that he likes.
But would he like, to your point, anybody who has...
I think that they definitely could have put somebody else in that place. But if they have fun together and they laugh and they have good sex, then maybe it works.
I'm not feeling Noy like that, but you're right. Maybe because Steve is such a catch, it seems like, and she's just not. Like, I don't know, but I guess, look, he still ain't got no job, so maybe he ain't that much of a catch.
He all right. No. Whatever. Everybody else said they weren't that worried about Steve not having a job the same way we were, because it wasn't that well. There's that. Well, Lindsey was concerned. He needs to have a job. So okay. Did we miss anything? We probably did because I didn't take a lot of notes. But next week's episode, where are they now?
We're trying to figure out when that was taped. What do y'all think? It might be on the mafs fan page.
Yeah, y'all usually be knowing. I think it was over. She wants to know if it was before or after the reunion. I think it was right before the reunion, possibly.
Where are they now? I was thinking. I mean, to me, it only makes sense to do it a month late. Like, give us a little bit from the reunion, a month and a half later, which would have been like a couple months ago.
But y'all saw Chris is dating. I should have looked up her name before we got on here, but the girl from...
Not Christine. No. I don't remember.
Dang. It's a girl from New Orleans, but the one that was with the guy that didn't like to go out to eat and wanted to stay home and was so proud of his house. Yeah. She was a nurse and she loved to eat out and she lived in the city. She was living that life. I think her and Chris seem like such a good match. Like, I think if she's cool with his looks, which clearly she knows who he is and she saw him prior to them choosing to go out with each other, I'm ready to see that. And he seemed a little excited about it. And then Alyssa and Ryan from last season. I I hope she gets everything she deserves, and I mean that wholeheartedly.
Alyssa ain't nothing, never positive.
She's gonna get everything she deserves.
She is. She showed out on national TV. She should be ashamed of herself. And she seems to me to be like a little sociopathic, because I don't think she understands that she's not really sad as she should be about the backlash that she's receiving. So to me, she has some type of detachment issue.
She said she apologized. I really hope she gets everything she deserves from Ryan.
She ain't gonna care.
She is. She's gonna be so hurt that he dogs her ass. But
I'm happy. Oh, well. I hope he does. 'Cause
she's and we know that their values align, and he's a Texas guy, and he's into hunting and all those.
She's like, this is what I asked for. Your last boyfriend was a freaking bodybuilder. Looked nothing like him. Let's be clear. That means Ryan doesn't have a nice body. Ryan does not, like, I mean, not what your ex was and physically and all of that. Okay, now you want a damn a MAGA hat wearing,
yes.
Like, that's not even what she was describing at first when she said that Chris wasn't her type. And that's her problem. That's not what you told the experts. That's not. But her and Ryan, looks-wise, it seems even.
Well, I want to see that. I don't think we're going to do a review on it, but maybe we'll go live at the end of next week or something just to wrap the season up. Yeah. And I don't remember if there was anything else about the couples. That definitely goes into the couples and everybody. Oh, it was Michael and Jasmine talking on the Where Are They Now too. So we'll see. We'll see. It might, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if it's before or after the reunion. Hopefully we can be able to tell. If y'all know,
let us know, please.
That's all I got.
It, y'all. Thank you for watching us this season.
I know. It's been such a ride. And you've been here with us at, 11 o'clock at night.
And thanks to the new subscribers and the old ones.
And comment, like, because we're going to be gone for like a while until the next season comes, even if I don't even know. Well, I don't know, but we got to figure out what we're going to do with this channel.
I know. Y'all have any ideas for what we should do for the channel?
So we was doing
Love and Marriage DC,
but nobody watches the show or our reviews. Right. So
we might try a couple more, and then we don't want to waste our time.
I don't know, but
let us know what y'all think.
Bye.
Bye, guys.